Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special one for you today. I finally hit Grandmaster in Marvel Rivals, and I was gonna make this video like a week or so ago. This is actually before season 1.5 dropped, so this is before Ben and Johnny came out, but I didn't want to just like post like a bunch of videos all at the same time. So I was like, okay, I'll wait until, you know, I post the Thing video and the Johnny video. So here we are, and it's the GM video. This is through the course of this video, I'm gonna express how difficult hitting GM actually was for me and for us, for me and Jack, because we did basically every single game together. And there's a lot, every time I make a video about rank or ranked or anything about Marvel Rivals competitive, I always get like a bunch of comments that are like, dude, I cannot get out of plat, dude, I cannot get out of diamond, bro, it's bad, it's this, it's that, the teams are this and that. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you. We almost hit GM like 9 times. I was 1 game off of GM like 9 times. I'm not kidding. No over exaggerations. We would win like 5 games in a row, and then we literally lost 12 in a row. 12 in a row. Again, no exaggeration. 12 games in a row we lost. I went from 1 game off of GM3 to negative 22 of plat 2. That is insane. And sorry, not plat 2, diamond 2, sorry, D2. Sorry. But the issue is that over and over again, like, this same thing just kept happening, and we were like, okay, is it us? Are we just dookie secretly? Are we just like secretly dookie? But quite literally, and especially when you see this game, like, of course, you know, everyone makes mistakes. There was plenty of games where I could have done something better, or, you know, I threw a little bit, or whatever. So I'm not saying that there isn't, because, you know, everyone makes mistakes, you know, but for the most part, I genuinely am fairly confident in saying that the bulk of the reasons as to why we were losing is just like, there were so many games where, and I know you guys can sympathize with us, there's so many games where like our supports were just completely nowhere to be found, and it's not like they were getting dove by a Wolverine or whatever else. It's like they just were nowhere to be found. We had so many Lokis that weren't even like playing Loki. They were kind of just like DPSing. We had a Loki that actually did 20,000 damage and like 7,000 heals, and we won that game. But it was just like, all right, well, you know, if we didn't win, then it would definitely be his fault. But I'm going strange, as you can see, and this is actually live. Like, I'm not like going back in time and looking through the replays to record this. I actually recorded this live. I recorded this while I was doing it. I just muted my mic because I knew I would want to commentate over it. But the thing is, I recorded this video like a billion times, no lie. I recorded this. I finally hit GM a billion times, and I did like 7 intros of, all right, guys, this is the last game before I hit GM, but we always lost the game, so I just stopped doing it, and I was like, okay, I'll just record. I had like a 3-hour-long recording of me just playing Marvel Rivals with Jack, just trying to get GM, and this is finally the game that we actually hit it, so I'm just going to commentate over this one. So this isn't live commentary like it normally is, obviously, but I don't, like I said, this game was like a week ago, so I do not remember anything about it. I know we won, and I know that I do a portal to get back at the very, very end, but other than that, I don't remember anything. Like, literally, we played so many games, I have no idea which game this is. But I will tell you, this store is so annoying. Holy moly, I'm just like talking, he's just like on me 24/7. Okay, so I don't want this to be like a tips and tricks kind of video, because, you know, there's not really something that I can tell you that just fits everything. So I'll just tell you kind of some of the things that I was on the lookout for, like when I was hitting GM. Like, number one, the absolute number one thing is that's so unfortunate. The number one thing is, if you're playing tank or if you're playing DPS, kind of really, you're gonna have to not rely on your support, not on the strategist. You're gonna have to, you can't make all the plays you're gonna want to make because you're like, oh, I'll get healed. Like, you cannot just assume or think that your supports are actually gonna follow you and support you when you're like, oh, like we can kill them right here, like go 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 go, like you cannot assume they're gonna follow you, because half the time they do and half the time they don't, and you'll never know which time it is. And if you push out a little too far, or if you not even too far, but if you just push up at all and they're not there with you, then you just have the potential to get completely jumped on and just mopped. So I'd keep it. I'd say try to make good plays, but also don't expect your team to be with you, because they don't even know you. Like, to put it super simply, they don't know you, and they don't really care. Because I think a lot of times people just play everything really safe, which is fine. But oh, that was a really good eye. Okay, let me talk about this real quick. The reason I eyed that, and I feel like so many people would be like, don't eye that. This brings me to my second point. My next and second point. I used eye there just to stop my whole team from dying to Iron Fist ult. I ulted one person. I solo ulted him, because if he continued there, he kills both the supports, most likely Jack and the Wanda. So, like, that's just bad there. I try to hold that, but that's unfortunate. But that's the only reason that I did that, because I know that he has the ability to kill the whole team there, and we're just staggering now at this point because I die. That's unfortunate. But also, something specific with Strange, just like knowing when to portal and when not to portal. The game before this, oh, I know exactly what this is. I got so mad at this. The portal glitched through the ground, and I couldn't get into it, and we lose the point because of this. Okay. I was so upset at this, because literally the game before this, Jack praised my portals. He was like, bro, your portals are so good. Because the game before this game, the literal game right before this game, we won the game solely off of my portal. Like, I'm not being like cocky or arrogant. We won the game because of my portal. I saved it the whole game, and they were like 0.7% away, but 0.7 away from capping the point, and we would have lost the entire game, because it was overtime. But I portaled perfectly, and I waited the whole game, and I just dropped on their heads, and we won the game. Like, and it was solely because of my portal. No one was even close to being able to get there. So he was like, dude, your portals literally are so good. And then the next game, this game, I do that, and it's like, it just goes into the ground. And I was like, this is so unfortunate. But I guess that just more like use of utility and ults is just really important. Like, I see a lot of the times people will go, oh, let me just ult here, like whatever. Like, I'm not saying you should hold on to your ult all game. I'm just saying, like, if this is bad, we start like fumbling through this bit like a lot, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna lose this game. This is just going really badly all of a sudden. But I'd say with specific characters, it's better to use your ult more often, and then with some, it's not. So with Strange, I would say it's probably not the best idea to just use I all the time. But with someone like Star-Lord, unless there's a Magneto that's going to counter it, or someone that's going to heavy counter it, I'd say literally pop it as soon as you get it. Because the more damage you can put out is just better. Because, I mean, DPS, but with characters like Thor, or right here, I do it again to stop the Thor and the what's-his-face, but it just did not work the same way. But it's just like, you see, we just start floundering, bro. Like, it's just back to back to back. I'm just dying, and I'm like, okay, I'm not with the team's not with me. We were just all playing on different wavelengths at this point, and I was like, yeah, this is not going well. And I'm in my head, I'm like, okay, is a mag switch here? There's so many times where we'll lose an entire round and no one swaps, and it's like, dude, we need somebody else other than this right now. And I'm like, just no one wants to swap. So number one thing, I swap so much. Not so much to the point where it's like you're swapping too much, but I swap so much. I'm constantly thinking like, okay, if I'm getting dove too much, if somebody's dying too much, do I swap to mag so I can bubble more, so I can counter with my ults? I'm always kind of trying to think of what I can do to fix the situations that we're having. So right now, the whole team is too loose. So just watching this back just right now, the whole team is just really loose. Like right now, like no one's together. Like the enemy team is all over me. They're behind me, in front of me, to the left, to the right. So I'm like, okay, what do I do here? And you can see me right here. I'm swapping the mag. Like in my head, I'm like, I need to swap the mag, and then I decide against it. And the reason why I decide against it is because the portal is so strong. I'm like, if I can get a good portal here and come back from like needing to go super far across the map. If we can get back, then maybe this will go well. So I said, okay, I'll stop trying to play as a front line and I'll play as a dive, because if they don't have supports, then they don't live through things. So I just tried to adapt to it, because like I saw the way our team was playing, it was a little more loose. We have, you know, we have a Wanda, I think they're still on, and we have Jack. Jack's always all over the place. You know, he usually front lines and dives depending on like the team comp as Bucky, and he's really good at doing it. So I'm like, okay, I trust him to do whatever. And then yeah, we still have the Wanda, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just dive with them instead of trying to front line, because the front line's just getting me yoinked on by Thor and whatever else. Dude, this made me so mad. I'm not even kidding. Wait, this made me so mad. Their Luna was so annoying. She kept doing this. She'd ult and then she'd just stand still. I was so mad. I was like, bruh, can you, like why? And then just miraculously, we just win that right there. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. It just, things just go wrong. And this is a really big thing as well. Like, because I know a lot of times it's super, like, hard to get, to find your footing once you start to lose, like, lose inches on the payload, or what am I trying to say? You start losing space, you know. They start pushing it more and more. It's so super easy to be like, oh my god, we're gonna lose this, and then kind of lock out. Don't do that. We lost so many games because we lose the first round and then they just completely give up, and it's the most frustrating thing in the world, because we can win this even if they push it all the way. Even if they had 6 minutes left at the end of the game, at the first round, if they push it all the way through, and they have 6 minutes left. They have literally 6 minutes. It's like a record pace by them. They never stopped once. We can still win that, and we have won games where they had 5 minutes in overtime or whenever, you know what I mean? It's like we had so much time, you know? And it's just like, at what point do people like lock in and go, you know what, we can win this? This is that time. And genuinely, this sounds like a motivational speech now, but I'm so serious. Like, this is that time. Like, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, if they had the same comp, and Jack is always like, bro, he's always like, you know when to swap, and that's the good thing. You know when to swap, you know, like, how to counter this person, how to counter that person. So the best thing I can say is to literally just think about their team and go, okay, they had a Thor, they had whatever else, and I heard the Iron Fist up there, somebody up there, and I just started spam pinging it. So they have a Thor, so he's just gonna instantly dive, which is the first thing he does. He's just gonna be a nuisance. Like, that's why Thors are so bad. He's just gonna be a complete nuisance. He's just gonna dash in, smack a bunch of times, and then fly on out of there. You know what I mean? This guy got Mjolnir written all over him. You know what I'm talking about? He's gonna get in and get out. So I'm like, okay, I have to just put so much pressure on this man. I'm gonna die here too. I have to put so much pressure on this man that he just stops. I need to scare him, is what I'm thinking about. I'm like, I gotta scare him. So I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking if I should just stay on Strange, if I should whatever else, and I'm like, ugh. And I'm also trying to like level Strange's Lord as well, and it's just like, now they have a magic, and the Shark thinks he's a DPS. It's just like, it just felt all over the place. But again, you just don't give up. You don't give that up, and you're like, all right, we can push this here, because right now the team's doing really well. For some reason, the Wanda was frontlining. Don't know why that was a thing. She should probably be in the back, you know, trying to yoink in their Loki or their Strange, or sorry, on their Shark or whatever. But I'm trying to take as much space as possible here because the Thor's dead. Mr. Fantastic already seems really shy, like he's just way back there. He's what a shy boy. Look at him, he's kind of crazy. And then the Loki's up here just being annoying. But the number one thing, like I said, don't bank on your team to be good. Like, I had Jack, and I knew Jack always had my back. We had this thing, this running joke where I'd be like, yo, Jack, the Loki's low, Loki. Look at Iron Man, and as soon as I say look at Iron Man, he instantly kills him. Whoever I say look at, he instantly kills him. He's like that, you know what I mean? So it's like, I knew that I had him to fall back on, but I don't have the other tank. If there's another tank, I don't have whoever else, and I absolutely rolled this Shark here. It's fire, huge. So glad that I had jump still. Big. I think I died to him though. Oh wait, no, I don't know. I say, how do I live here? Wait. This is, dude, I don't know how I lived through all of this. I was like, somebody please help me. Somebody please help. Please help, please. And then I was like, oh my god, an ult, yay. Oh my god, Invisible Woman ult, let's go. That was so lucky I lived through that. But with this swap that they did to Mr. Fantastic, this was really good for us because he just doesn't do enough damage. He doesn't do enough damage, and I don't know who they swapped from, but whoever it was doing more damage when they weren't Mr. Fantastic. I think I died here, yeah. And then it starts looking bad again. And this is when people usually lock out, right here. This moment right here is usually when our teams start to lock out and they just give up. They just give up. You know what I mean? Jack making great picks on Thor here, and I'm like, okay, we can push this. And in my head, I'm thinking, I'm like, do I swap to Mag? And then I go, okay, if I swap to Mag right now, all that's gonna happen is the Thor's gonna spin me. He's gonna rotate me. That's all that's gonna happen. And I'm gonna miss half my shots because he's just gonna be all over the team. And this was a not good eye, I'm gonna be honest. That was a terrible eye. It wasn't that it was bad, it was just like me saying like no one to ult and stuff like that. They were already under Loki Lantern. I should have not ulted that. That was just bad. It was just bad. This is what I'm talking about making mistakes and stuff, you know, but I know right here, I know we need to like hard push this because when people are dead, when anyone dies, we need to hard push that. And I think the team is starting to like work together a little bit more now. The Magic's up there, back there doing whatever she's doing to all those people. I think she was on Jack, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, okay, he probably has that. If he didn't, then we get the point. And I wanted to make sure it got there before like the Thor came back because he was close and I knew he was close. So I kind of just let all that happen back there. I'm like more conscious of the Loki Lanterns now because I did that terrible eye. That's funny as. And again, look at that. Me backing Jack up. He ults there and I'm like, I'm going in. I'm literally walking forward. I'm literally going. And then I tell him right here, I'm pushing forward, I'm taking space. Because they swapped the Hawkeye. And as soon as I saw that, I said, yeah, we won. I said we won. Right then when I saw they swap the Hawkeye, I said we won. Because there's nothing he's doing against me. There's no way in hell that this Hawkeye is ever doing something to me. It's strange. So like this is literally perfect. I just took a bunch of space and just kept him back there, which is literally where we need to go, right on that little ramp right there. And while I'm doing that, I hear Thor come back, and he just like ults them. So I'm like, let me come back, because that's what I'm talking about right there. I'm a little too far pushed up. It worked really well though, because what it did is it kept his entire team away from the Thor, like so he had no backup, right? He had no backup, so he just dies on his own because I had the entire rest of the team up on me. You know what I mean? So it worked, even though I was away from my team and I wasn't helping them with the tank. It literally worked really well. I think when I ulted, yep, I knew it. I literally knew it. I could feel it in my head. I could literally feel it. Also, this is something huge. I do this every game. It's like a running joke that I have. I know whenever someone's about to ult. So, if you're watching my other videos and I've done it, I don't remember if I've done it, but especially in ranked, I can always tell when someone's about to ult. Every time. So I'm gonna go, yeah, someone's about to ult here, and as soon as I say it, they ult. I'm saying, oh, yeah, the hell is about to ult. She ults right then, boom. Every time I just know. The reason why is because I'm like, in my head, I'm kind of internally counting when they're gonna have ults, because this is a hero shooter. Like, the ults are gonna matter more. Like, this isn't like, it's not Valorant, it's not, you know, Rainbow Six Siege, it's not, it's a hero shooter, so the ults are gonna make or break this. This was a really strange ult, but right now I'm quite literally just distracting the entire team so we get space. And we got so much space with that. This is just kind of one of those situations where I wouldn't recommend doing that because it's dumb. I'm dead, you know? But in this situation, that's literally, like, that gave us so much space. And then right here, we win. So, I'm just freaking out, dude. Like, I think I turn my mic on and I start talking here as well. I literally freak out. Like, we were doing this for so long. So, if you're struggling, do not give up, bro. You can do it solo, duo, you can hit GM. Alright, you can do it. Just stay strong and learn when to swap. Don't give up. Don't blame other people. If something bad happens, go, I should have done this better. I should have done this, whatever else. If it's clearly not your fault, it's not your fault. It's unfortunate. It happens. Just go again. But listen, man. GM 3. Perfect. So long. Weeks and weeks and weeks of trying for that. Weeks and weeks and weeks, man. Listen. Take care of yourselves, bro. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you learned something at all. It wasn't really a tips and tricks. It was kind of more like a motivational, you know, just get in there and, you know, shake some stuff up and whatnot. But yeah, I appreciate all the love and support on all the videos. Hope you guys are enjoying Marvel Rivals still. I'll see you guys in the next one.